In 2026, the duty-free era for low-value parcels is starting to fade. Why do I say that? Cross-border commerce is shifting from low-price dividend to a new reality: higher compliance costs and less predictable landed costs. Let me give you a quick snapshot. You will see this isn't a single event. It's the same direction showing up across markets. Southeast Asia. Starting January 1st, 2026, imports can be subject to VAT and duties from as low as 1 THB, ending long-standing low-value exemptions. Europe. Starting July 1st of 2026, parcels under 150 euros will face a fixed 3 euros duty. Turkey is also adjusting simplified tax and clearance mechanisms for low-value e-commerce parcels. In tax reform discussions, Japan is moving toward a more systematic approach to consumption tax on low-value cross-border e-commerce imports, emphasizing seller platform registration and tax responsibilities. And if you look back at Southeast Asia, you'll notice some markets have already moved earlier in the same direction, taxing low-value parcels and shifting tax responsibility forward to platforms and merchants. Put this together and you'll notice the signal is very clear. Governments are repricing the policy cost of cross-border parcels. So why are we seeing these changes cluster around the start of 2026? Let me explain the underlying logic in 3 points. First, parcel volumes are too large. When cross-border parcels shift from a small supplement to a mainstream channel, the old duty-free or simplified clearance systems start to break. Tax collection, declaration accuracy, counterfeits, product safety, or even environmental pressure all get amplified. Second, the political and economic pressure of fair competition. Local businesses pay taxes and meet compliance requirements. Meanwhile, low-value cross-border parcels often enjoyed a lower threshold for years. That gap becomes increasingly hard for regulators to justify. Tightening policy is in many ways a move to bring everyone back into the same rule set. Third, governance is becoming platform-based. A common trend is that regulators increasingly push obligations onto platforms, merchants, and logistics providers, using registration, data, and standardized collection to move tax and compliance to the front of process, instead of chasing afterward. So, this is not targeting one platform, and it's not about one country versus another. It's a signal that cross-border commerce is entering a new phase. Regulation is catching up with scale. Now, what does this mean for people actually running cross-border e-commerce? Here are 3 impacts that any founder can feel, and they all show up directly on your P&L. First, landed cost becomes less predictable. Before, many sellers could model margin based on duty-free or low-tax assumptions. Now it becomes a combination of fixed fees, category-based rates, and higher inspection intensity, meaning more variance. Second, low-price strategies becomes harder to sustain. When each parcel costs a few euros more or moves into a higher tax bracket, the first thing you'll see is pressure on conversion, especially in price-sensitive markets. After the low-price dividend phase, profit isn't competed on. It has to be systematically saved. Third, cash flow pressure arrives earlier. Taxes and compliance costs move forward in time, while settlement often remains delayed. You pay sooner, but you may get paid later. In 2026, many merchants will realize it's not only about profitability, it's also about whether you can survive the cash flow cycle. At this point, one reality becomes obvious. You can't control policy, and you can't control tariffs. So, what can cross-border merchants control? In my view, there's one controllable cost line that's been underestimated for years: payments and settlement. When external costs rise, you need to pay attention to 4 things. Are hidden fees eating your payment costs? Processing fees, FX spreads, channel costs? Are you losing customers due to payment failures in key markets? Is your settlement speed and certainty strong enough to support ads and inventory planning? And in emerging markets, where many customers prefer wallet-based digital USD behavior, does your checkout support stablecoin payments? Okay, that's my first cross-border thesis for the start of 2026. Duty-free small parcels are fading, and cross-border commerce is entering a new cycle of compliance and cost repricing. Nice to meet you. I'm Stella. I work in customer success in cross-border payments, but I prefer to define my role as an international business interpreter standing on the merchant side. I'm not here to teach product selection or logistics tactics. I focus on the external variables that truly decide whether your business will have a good year. Follow me, and every week I will break down what happened, the logic behind it, and what it means for your business. Where do you sell your products? Tell me in the comments.